Scenario modeling is one of the key functions in Optimiza, and it's really quick and easy to implement with massive what-if analysis capabilities. So for the purpose of today's video, I'm going to focus on one supplier, and we're going to create different scenarios based on the minimum order quantities and then the possible lead time changes to that supplier. So we're going to start off by creating a filter to link it to the specific supplier. This is also very easy. There's different filter categories that's predefined, and then also filter conditions that we can set it up against. For the purpose of today's video, we're only going to link it to one specific supplier. We're going to use Kalinin Co-op for the purpose of this illustration. So I'm just going to name it Kalinin Co-op so that we can start the testing. Next. So very nice, in Optimiza you can link specific filters to specific user profiles. So this is a great security mechanism. We're not going to do that now, but it is there and it's quick and easy to set up. I'm just going to say next and finished. So now we've successfully created a filter for that specific supplier. And then to be able to do some minimum order quantity scenarios and lead time analysis, we're going to go to supply. Just going to open this dashboard. So prior to this video, I made this specific dashboard a lot more simplistic. So there's a lot more information that sits here usually. But just for the purpose of this demo, we're going to look at the replenishment cycle, lead times, minimum order quantities, and then order multiples. But you can very quickly add all the other information also. And then everything in bold would be information that you can link to a what-if analysis. So that's quick and easy. I prefer showing everything on a visual layer, so that's why I opened the inventory projection. So that gives you a very clear picture of the inventory projection for the next 12 months. So it gives a grid and a graph, and then for display purposes, personal preference is to have it side by side, so that you have the data on the one side and the visual layer on the just next to it. So on the graph at the moment, you can see the customer demand, recommended receipts, firm supply, and then the excess. So this is currently linked to the live environment. We can change the monthly calendar to a daily or weekly, but for the purpose of this demo, we're going to leave it monthly, and then we can also change the units. Very quick and easy to change the information that we see on the grid or the graphs. So everything that's ticked at the moment is displayed in the grid and the graph. We're not going to make any changes that we're happy with that. Now we need to create a scenario that's applicable to what we want to test today. So we're just going to select all the information that we would like to test. So I'm going to create a scenario. That is fine. I want it to be linked to the inventory projection data. So I'm just going to say OK. Now it's initializing and it's processing all the steps in the back end to enable us to do the proper what-if analysis to see immediate effects on the data and what changes will occur in the supply chain. So it's going to take a few seconds just to generate the scenario. So successfully created the scenario. Let's just give it a specific name. So I'm going to rename it to test 1. So it's easier to identify. So yeah, you can also link it to an available security profile. It's not necessary, but it is. You would be able to do that. I'm just going to say next, finish, and we've successfully created scenario test 1. So I'm just going to close all the open live grids. It's there at the moment. And then I'm going to open the supplier dashboard for the specific scenario. And then we're going to start with the what-if analysis on it. Again, I'm just going to select all the data and I'm going to show it on an inventory projection. And then also, again, personal preference is to have the graph and the grid side by side. It makes it easier to work with the data. Now you can see that the inventory projection, we in the test environment or the test scenario and also with the data. So a very nice function is that we are able to do bulk uploads to the specific bold items in the grid at the moment. So that's the replenishment cycles, the lead times, minimum order quantities, and the order multiples. For the first scenario, we're going to do some tests on the lead time. So we can increase the lead time with units, percentage, or deltas. multiples, or we can divide it. For the purpose of this illustration, I'm going to increase it with percentage. So let's increase, due to some supplier issue, we need to increase the lead time by 100%. So the moment I press OK, you would be able to see the immediate effect on the data. So let's say we increase the lead time by 100%. Okay, immediate effect on the dashboards. So I'm just going to save this. It's still linked to the test scenario, so it's not in live at the moment, so I can play around with this. And then let's just refresh the graph, that we can see the effect of the 100% increase in the lead times. So clear indication on the graph of the possible cumulative lost sales due to the fact that we've massively increased the lead time. So this gives us a clear indication of what we need to do and what is going to happen in the next 12 months due to the 100% increase in the lead times. So you can also see on the data what was the opening stock for the various months, closing stock, and then the recommended orders that's in the system, or that would be sufficient to carry us for the next 12 months. So that's very quick and easy to demo that, to show that capability. So for the next one, we're going to focus on the minimum order quantities. So we had a discussion with the supplier. We came back and it was decided that we would be able to decrease the minimum order quantities by 50%. We can also do it in units, but just for illustration purposes, we're going to do it as a percentage for now. So the moment again I click OK, it's immediately going to update the data in the table. So OK, update it. I'm just going to save it, and then let's refresh the grid and the graph to see what is the effect for the next 12 months linked to that Cullinan Co-op supplier. So immediately it refreshes the data and it runs the calculation. It's not massive effects, so we had some small changes on the closing stock values due to the minimum order quantities, and we can also see a slow reduction in the excess. So the system will drive the excess down, and it will ensure that we keep the stock between the minimum and the maximum levels. So that's the gray levels that you see on the graph. So that's very quick and easy to simulate, and that's just with a possible increase in the lead times and then also with the minimum order quantities. Then a very nice function of the scenario is, this is currently in test 1, so that's the scenario. My role as admin, currently I do have access to be able to commit that into live, so I can commit the scenario. But as an example, if I did not have that access, my manager can log into the system, and he would also be able to see the different scenarios, see the changes, and also see the effect for the next 12 months on the supply chain. And if he's happy with the results, he can push it into live. So that's a very nice function to be able to test things in real time before we commit that changes. So that's in short scenario modeling. It's very quick, it's very easy, and it's very powerful to do different analysis very quickly. If you guys have any questions about scenario modeling or a bit more detail of specifics, please feel free to ask me.